Good morning, everybody. So I am live and it is Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. And I have Irina Ross here with me today, weight loss coach. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for
Perfect. So
having me. So exciting.
it's a pleasure. So, first things first, you can win 3 free weight loss coaching consultations with Irina. So, join in the discussion while we're talking about weight loss tips, and we'll pick a winner after this discussion. So, I'm just going to put my little banner up because it's way cool. Check this out, Irina. Boom.
Nice one. Nice one.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yesterday I thought you were Irina Moss. I don't know why. And then I
I
put
saw that.
all the posts up, Irina Moss, and then I
I
did, and
knew.
I was preparing, and then I had
I,
to go back and I changed everything.
did you? Okay. I saw that and I was like, look, it's fine because actually it goes under as NutriFit as my business name. So that you spelled right. So I was happy with that.
No, I changed everything. I swear. My
Thank you.
email that was
Thank you.
scheduled, my social media posts. I don't know why I thought it was Moss.
Is there
Anyway, maybe you
even,
run me a cake Moss.
but oh, yeah, you see? Okay. That's not so bad. Okay. Now I like that.
Okay, perfect. So how this came about is that I was connected with Irina through Lauren and Lauren Kinghorn, that I've, one of my best buddies on the blogging sphere. And I have been struggling to lose weight for 6+ years. And in the last 6 months, I've lost, I'm going to say about 12 kilos. I'll get back to that. But it was since about, say, October last year, as it started getting warmer, I decided I am once again going to go on my mission to lose weight. And I think what I want to stress here is that I've had a lot of people commenting on my weight loss and getting very excited and saying, congratulations, you just did it. And well done. You've succeeded. But the impression I've gotten is that people think I wanted to lose weight. I went out, I lost weight, I got healthy, and that's it. There's 6 years of trying and failing. And now I've had my 12-kilo weight loss after 6 years of stop, start, trying, failing. And I think maybe a good part now, Irina, would be I just want to say what I was trying mostly for those 6 years. So I would be knowing I'm feeling overweight and I need to change things. And then I would set a date for like a month's time, and I'd spend that month kind of pumping myself up mentally, and I would write a list of everything I'm going to do on that date. So I wouldn't change any behavior for that whole month except kind of like juicing up my brain. And then I would start on the first day with I'm going to run for 3 kilometers. I'm going to eat salad and I'm going to eat these meals and I'm going to have these snacks. Like I got lots of information online, and it's like you got to have 3 meals, you got to have your 3 snacks. This is what your snack must consist of. This is what your meal must have. So many glasses of water. And I would actually start off really, really well. But I mean, I wasn't even walking. And yet I'm going to run 3 kilometers a day, every day for the rest of my life. I was eating unhealthily, and I would, I put so much on myself, and I would go. And then something would always happen. I would lose momentum. I would get sick, or my child would be sick, or it's school holidays, or it's something would happen, and it would just knock everything flat. And each time I'd lose maybe 2, 3, possibly even 4 kilograms. And then it would all just collapse. And then for a couple of months, I'd be like, I didn't make it. I didn't do it. I'm going to do it. And I think the big change came in last year when I decided to completely change my tactic. I would set goals for myself. Like the first week, I'm going to lose 2 kilos. The second week, I'm going to lose this. And I would have like a whole plan for a month or 2 months. And then I wouldn't reach those goals and I would beat myself up. And what I did in October is
Yeah.
I said to myself, I'm going to be kind, I'm going to be gentle, I'm going to be slow. I'm not even going to set myself goals as such. I don't want to set myself up for failure. I don't want to do anything fast or put too much on myself and fail. So I would make one tiny little goal that wouldn't impact me too badly, something I could implement. and something that I could, do long term and make it a healthy habit. And then once I've got that one thing like solid, I added one small thing. And I didn't plan what I would do next or anything like that. I just kind of, as I went along, I changed what I thought the next thing should be. And I have
Yes.
seen amazing
Yes.
results. So,
Yes.
what are your thoughts on this quick fix? And, weight loss is huge, right?
Yes.
So you
Yes.
get a lot of people coming and saying, like, I want to lose 10 kilos in the next month or 2 months. What are your thoughts
Yes.
on that?
So I always say, like, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. And if there was a quick fix, or if there was this special pill or magical diet, then why would there be so many overweight people? I mean, you get people that are extremely rich, they can afford absolutely anything, and they still are struggling with weight. So when you think logically about it, then, like, it's obviously not possible, but it's still, I think, there is something in human nature that we just want the easy way out, So I will get so many people that I know them, and they're educated and they're reasonable people, but they still, when they hear about the tea or the capsule or the injection, they will still ask me, what do you think? What do you think? Maybe, maybe, because there is like just this idea that, oh my God, that would be so amazing if it could be that easy. But there's no such a thing. So there's no such a thing. So there is only one way, and that is just doing it. And it's very cool the way you did it this time. And I wonder if it was just that you learned from the 6 years of failing, that if you're trying to do too much too soon, or just too much in general, it just becomes overwhelming. So doing it in these small steps, like, and tackling one habit at a time, is a very effective way. And also, like, normally if I start with the client
Oh, I'm losing you, Irina.
doing a consult,
Um,
looking at the eating habits, but
Irina,
we know
you're breaking up very badly.
if it happens often, what
I'm just going to send Irina a message. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I'm seeing a blank screen. I'm sure she's going to be right back now. I'm going to go check out some of the comments while we wait.
Okay, can you hear me now?
There you are. You
You
broke
know what?
up and then you come.
You know what? They're load shedding currently in my house, so I wonder if it's affecting.
Yeah, it probably is.
If it's affecting the connection, but there is load shedding at the moment. Am I gone again? Sorry, they just started load shedding at 8 o'clock.
I know the feeling.
Okay, can you hear me now? I know
I can hear
it's
you,
just
yeah.
like at the worst possible time. But I mean, we obviously didn't know upfront. So I wonder if there is, like, if my audio is traveling too slow, because I can see that your reaction time to what I'm saying is a little bit slow.
Yeah, there's a bit of a lag, but we can work with it.
Delay. Okay, let's just work with that. So what I was saying is, like, it's very important at the beginning of the journey that trying to do too much is counterproductive. So it's best to choose a couple of things that actually and your client, you got kind of coach and the client agree, okay, this is, I believe that I can manage that. So it's very important that along the way, kind of success rate is of many % of the time that can create so much stress and friction over time that the client doubting, is this ever going to happen? Especially if they come from years and years of bad experience of trying to lose weight and failing. Okay, well, I'll never manage this. I'll never be able to do it. You know, so and this is where I think that the value
Oh, I'm losing you again, Irina.
of working with the coach really comes
Um, Irina, we're losing you again. Maybe you need to swap to 3G.
to just hold that space. And on the days when you feel like, this is not going to work, this is too hard, all I want to do is eat like donuts and pizza. There is actually.
Okay, I think Irina's going to try have us on. Hello.
I'm moving around the house trying to find a place where maybe we have better connection. How is this?
That's much better. Much better.
Okay, I'm in my daughter's room. That's her. Well, she's at school. Thank God for that. Otherwise, we would never have a conversation.
I'm loving what you're saying about the snacks and the pizzas and stuff. And I think, now that it's quite interesting. I didn't see before, when I was trying to do everything so fast and putting so much on myself, I didn't see the issues that I was having. But and the funny thing is, I think part of the reason why I did it so slow last year is because I was like, it's going to be summer. I'm going to get in a bikini or at least a costume or something, I'm going to swim with my kids on the beach. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get healthy. And I actually burnt out at the end of last year before I could start implementing my stuff. And I think I said to myself then, well, I'm not going to let that stop me. Of course, I'm not quite going to be in a bikini for December, but I thought I'm going to do something and I'm not going to push myself because I can feel I'm burnt out. And if I push myself, I'm screwed. And that was such a big, every time I started with the, go for it, I kind of, at the beginning, I would think, I failed, and I'm trying again. But I've got this very negative connotation for what I'm about to do. I mean, I'm determined, but there's this negativity and this sense of failure and all of that. And this time I said to myself, I'm not going to go for losing weight. I'm not going to put goals. I'm not going to do anything. All I'm going to do is move a bit every day. That's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm not going to run 3 kilometers. In fact, I live right on the beach. I said, I don't even have to go for a walk. I must just walk out my front door to the beach, put my foot in the sand and come back. And if I can just do that every day, I mean, literally just a couple of meters. It's not even like 100 meters from my house to the sand. But I said, do that every day. And you know what happened? I went out the first day and I didn't feel like walking. And it was a beautiful day. And I thought, oh, this is nice. I walked 3 kilometers.
Yes.
And the next day, I walked 3 kilometers.
There is actually, it's one of the CBT strategies where it's a kind of an exercise where you want to start doing something that just, there's so much friction and you don't feel like doing it. And you start this, basically the sentence, if I can just, and then something small. Let's say you need to clean the house. I mean, not many people in South Africa do that, but let's say you need to clean the house and you really don't feel like it. And then you can say, okay, if I can just wipe the kitchen floor is really bad. If I can just wipe the kitchen floor, and then once that's done, you would take it further and say, okay, if I can just extend it to this whole way. And what happens, the momentum, once it's going, it creates motivation to keep going. And that's exactly what you can do with exercise. Even the one thing I do with clients that, let's say, like to drink in the afternoons, but possibly that's causing the weight issue, or it's being an obstacle, or they maybe eat more after that, then it's a very similar thing where you kind of delayed. So once you get triggered, maybe 5 p.m. is your drinking time, and then it's 5 p.m. and you're like, oh, okay, it would be nice to have a glass of wine. Then you say, okay, let me just think about it in 15 minutes. Let me just go and do something else in 15 minutes and then get back to it. And it's actually the same strategy, just sounds a little bit different, where you're delaying something and then you kind of pushing it further and further away, because obviously later you start drinking, possibly you will drink less that evening, or maybe you come to the point of the evening when you're like, you know what, it's fine, I'm actually over it. So it's about really resisting the impulse when it happens, because that's when we are most vulnerable, at the moment of the trigger. More time we have away from that trigger, more control we get over the behavior. So it's the same thing. But that's like I always say, like what you said happened with your walking. Sometimes the step number one would just put in your walking shoes or running shoes if someone wants to start running, or a gym gear if someone, just put it somewhere where you're going to see it. Just see it, that's it. So that's going to be your step. Step number two, just get dressed in your gym clothes. You don't have to go to the gym, just get dressed in your gym clothes. But there is just you creating this momentum, and then once you're in the gym clothes, you might say, well, let me go and try, so. And this is where, like, once you you want to build a new habit, like you wanted to start walking, it's good to do it that way. And then once you're in the momentum, so then you start feeling the benefit after your walks, you're feeling great, you're proud of yourself, and then your body and your brain starts remembering that and saying, okay, so this is good. This is good for me. And then you start craving that behavior. And that is where the whole cycle of breaking bad habit or replacing a bad one for a more functional one, or creating a new one, it's a process. Okay, it's very hard to, it's not a switch. Okay, like today I hated going to gym, and tomorrow I'm like a gym bunny. But there's actually a process of become, if that's where you want to go. So I think the element of really wanting is huge, because sometimes, I work obviously with also quite large people. It's often that they feel that they should want it, so they should want to be healthier, eat better, and be lighter. So, and there is a big difference between really wanting it or feeling like you should want it, like you shouldn't be okay with the way you are. It's quite a tricky thing to put the finger down on, but it plays a huge role in the outcome of
I think
the
it's
weight loss journey.
I mean, of course, weight loss and health, it's a very physical thing, but I think it's so tied in with the mental health process. So the next steps, so the walking was fantastic. It made me feel good. I'm like, all I planned to do was put my foot on the sand, and I walked 3 kilometers. Boom, it really pumped me up and made me proud of myself that I didn't exactly set much of a goal, but I way went over that. So the next thing I did, and this is also a mental health thing, like, I love chips. I love chocolate. I love Coke. I love hamburgers. I love hot chips dripping with mayonnaise. I love my starches. And I'm like, don't take my food away. And I mean, I'm not saying, and the funny thing is, I love my vegetables. I love my salad. But I also love my chippies.
Yes. Yes.
And just cream cheese. And you just, and watching Netflix. Oh, it's just so nice. And I thought, I don't want to feel like I'm taking away all those things I love. I don't want to feel like I'm suffering. So I thought, well, so what is my next step going to be? Am I going to cut out the chips and the Coke and the chocolate and my burgers? And I'm like, no, I'm not ready. So I made a decision. My next step was going to be every single meal, except for Friday nights. So every meal, obviously not breakfast, but lunch and supper, I am going to put salad on my plate. I'm going to have a salad. I'm not going to cut down my meal size. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to put salad on my plate every day from now on.
Amazing.
And I'm going to eat it. And I love salad dressing. And I thought, well, everybody's like, you shouldn't use salad dressing or make your own, be all like, you know, no. I love Ina Park herbal salad dressing. And I'm going to put that on my salad because it's better to have that with salad dressing than no salad, right?
Yes.
So I did that. And I put it on everybody's plates. And my kids started moaning. My husband moaned. I'm like, I don't even care if you don't eat it. I don't care what you do with it. But if you want another sausage, you'll eat your salad. But you don't have to have another sausage. I don't want to hear moaning and complaining. We now have salad on our plate every night. Eat it, don't eat it, whatever.
Yes.
And so what happened, I would start eating and I eat my salad first. I said to myself, you can eat everything on the plate, but you eat your salad first. And then you can eat all the lekker stuff. I mean, like I say, I like salad, and first I started every night, I would get out the salad stuff and I'd make a bit of salad for each plate. And after about a week, I started thinking, I don't really feel like chopping up a salad now. I've got the food, I've got this, I've got that. And I said, no, you put salad on every single meal. So I got a bowl out the cupboard and I made a big salad and I put it in the bowl and then I dished up and I put it in the fridge. And then the next night I just take the salad out and I put it on the plate. And I'm like, hey, that works nice. Now there's always a bowl of salad in the fridge, ready to go. When that's finished, I just top it up. And I started eating over a period of about 2 weeks. I realized if I eat my salad first, I can't eat the same portion of the rest of the food that I would eat. So I automatically, not through a conscious choice, but I started dishing myself up less potato, less rice. And all of that. And the process there is that I started eating more salad and less starchy stuff. And now I still have this in place. So instead of taking something lekker away, I put something, added something healthy.
So what's interesting there is like to look from like mind, like what's actually happening in the mind. So basically when you're thinking about, it's just a kind of angle of looking. So I always, some of my clients are listening, probably they've heard it a million times. Don't think about what you shouldn't be eating, okay? Because then your brain is going to start obsessing about it, okay? And then you're going to start becoming resentful, like, why can't I have this? Like something is taken away from you. So it's just the way of thinking. So rather think like, what I need to eat, what's good for me, okay? So and then you make sure you've got that stuff. So having some form of vegetable or salad at lunch and dinner time is always going to be helpful. It's going to bulk up your meal. It's going to give you the fiber, which is extremely important. And now we know how important it is for everything because of the gut bacteria. It's the microbiome, for the ones that know, that feeds on that then regulates your immune system, your digestion and everything. So then it's, as you said, it's much easier to not eat as much of the other stuff, which is also like, I never like to demonize the food. There is nothing that's bad for you, you know what I mean, that you mustn't eat. There is always a sensible eating of any foods, even the chocolate cake. You know, you might be at like, I don't know, your dad's 70th and it's some special cake and it's a chocolate cake and you're going to eat it and there's nothing wrong with it, you know. But if you have chocolate cake from the local spa at your home all the time and you're eating it every evening, then you have a problem. So it's how often and how much of something you eat, you know. So rather than saying, no, I can't eat I don't know, cake, and I'm not allowed, which is even the worst language, then I'm not allowed to eat like pizza and pasta. Like it just creates like complete obsession with that.
But that's exactly it. If I say to myself, I'm not allowed chocolate. No, you know what?
Ooh.
No. And everybody knows I'm a brand ambassador for Nova Chocolate. I mean, I love my chocolate. I work for free for chocolate. I don't get paid money. I get paid in chocolate. And, you know, So that's the thing, is like, I don't want to get this, I'm suffering, I'm in pain. It feels so wrong to me. And the way that I went about everything this time was perfect. So now we're talking about snacks, and I think maybe now is a good time to talk about snacking and Coke and chips and biscuits and stuff, and processed and unprocessed food. So the next thing I said to myself is, I was starting to feel better. I had lost a little bit of weight. It was going down, but really slowly, but enough to let me know I'm feeling good, and I can see a difference, and I can feel a difference. And then I said to myself, I'm going to still have my treats and stuff, but Monday to Thursday, I'm going to cut out chocolates and chips. And, I go to the shop often because I try plan, but sometimes it doesn't work out so well. And then I land up going to the shop every single day because I've forgotten, because I didn't make a list. And every time I went to the shop, I buy a chocolate and a packet of chippies for me and the kids. And I said, oh, okay, so number one, instead of saying I can't have a chocolate when I go to the shop, I'm going to plan my shopping better. So I don't go to the shop every day and buy chocolate every day. So I can still get a chocolate and a packet of chips when I go to the shop. I'm just going to plan my shopping better. So it's not every day that I shop and come home with a chocolate. And that changed everything as well. And what I would do as well is I would aim for 2 shops a week. And what I used to do previously is I'd be like, okay, so I'm not going to go to the shop for 3 days. So I need 3 packets of chips. I need 3 chocolates, and I would stock up. Okay, we're going to have the weekend, so I'm going to have so many bottles of Coke, but it's Tuesday and I'm shopping for Friday. I started doing something interesting. So I would do 1 shop a week for the weekly groceries. And that would be, your salads, your bread, your milk, your food. And then I said to myself, you can have a treat on a Friday, but you will go to the shop on a Friday, you'll buy your burgers, you'll buy your chips, you'll buy your Coke, you'll buy your chocolate for that day for your treat. And then you'll go back to the shop the next day only for your weekly shop. I know it sounds crazy, but I couldn't, if I go shopping on a Thursday and I go buy this treat for the Friday, but it's in the house, I'm going to eat the treat because I want the treat. But then I go buy a treat on Friday because it's Friday, treat day. So I changed my shopping habits, and I planned better, and I didn't have all the stuff in the house or stock up on chips for that day. And so Monday to Thursday, I didn't eat chips or chocolate or anything like that. And Friday would be my treat day. And it's amazing how when you're eating chippies every day and you're eating a chocolate every day and you're drinking Coke every day, you crave it every day.
Of course.
So quick that the craving stopped as soon as I stopped doing that. I mean, it took a couple of days, but now it is Friday.
Oh,
but
wow!
I'm craving chips or chocolate or like I used to. And even more, what I've noticed is when I was eating that stuff every day, I didn't actually appreciate it or enjoy it as much because you're just scoffing it every single day. But now when I'm on a Friday, I've got my chocolates over there, and I've got my chippies, and I've got my cream cheese, and I know I'm going to have my burger tonight. I can sit and I can really enjoy the taste, but also I can enjoy it with a nice mindset. Because when I'm thinking, I shouldn't eat this every day.
I shouldn't. That's the worst. It's the worst when you're eating it and you're thinking that you shouldn't be eating it. So you're not even enjoying it, but you're eating it.
Exactly.
So I think like what happened with you, like you worked out a system that works for you, and that is so important. But everyone is different, So I do have clients that do enjoy having, I don't like calling it a cheat meal, but anyway, let's call it a cheat meal. Everyone knows what it is. So they know that on the weekend, they can have one meal where they can have, and it helps. Maybe you've been craving something the whole week. And then you just say, okay, it's fine on Sunday lunch. That's what I'm going to have. I've been craving. That's what I'm going to have. So that is one way of doing it, but it's not the only way of doing it. You get people that are able of moderating and maybe, just like approaching it differently, where they can have things here and there, and it doesn't have to be a big thing. It can just be, so let's say I do have clients that will have a little bit of chocolate on most evenings after dinner, and it's fine, and they can maintain their healthy weight like that. So everybody is different, but I think what you did, figuring out the system that works for you, is what's really valuable for you. But I always say, like you said, Monday to Thursday there's nothing. So that's what I always talk to clients about, having it's called a supportive environment. Okay, that's including your house, your car, your workspace, people that are around you a lot, like your family members or colleagues, where it's supportive. It's not making it difficult for you. Okay, so your husband is not coming every evening from work with a packet of chips. That's not a supportive environment. That's a challenging environment. So not having triggering food at home. I know it's sometimes difficult, especially if you have kids and you're keeping certain foods. Like, let's say some clients get triggered by bread, like just, bread is just calling their name from the cupboard. So, but they have kids. So now of course they're going to have the bread. So I understand, like, it's not always, you can't be perfect, but you kind of want to clean up your environment as much as possible and do like what you do. Okay, Friday is my treat day, and that's when I'm going to go and buy these things and I'm going to enjoy them, and it's done. But if you had all of that in your house all the time, it would have been much harder for you,
Especially
So
with the kids. Mommy, can I eat that?
Yes. But you know what? I assume that lots of our listeners are mommies. And so it's an important conversation to have, that we are modeling for them. Okay. We're modeling behavior for them. Now they're getting, their brains are developing and getting wired up. And yes, they will be able to change some of these things in future, but why not give them a good, healthy start? And I'm talking about attitudes towards food. How do you reward your kids? Like, it's quite common, like, to reward kids with kind of unhealthy foods. So then basically they start thinking, okay, this is something good because, it's so special. You know what I mean? So watching and also like just modeling a good behavior for them, So for example, you guys are doing Burger Friday. There are lots of families that are doing Pizza Friday. I mean, it is very widely spread. And then, so basically what happens, it's kind of a nice thing, but what happens when they're adults? When they eat pizza, they eat that whole feeling of family, of comfort, of safety, of, you know what I mean? So pizza, so that's what they taste when they taste pizza, and that's why, like, that becomes like a comfort food. It becomes a go-to food. And I'm not saying many people, there's nothing, they will never have a problem because of it. But then if you end up having a sedentary job later in life, and you maybe have predisposition to slightly like larger body, and you have those habits, then you have a kind of a recipe for a serious weight problem. And I deal with that a lot, because I don't work with very serious eating disorders like anorexia and that, but I do work with, I know how much I can manage. So there is this, like, some like, let's say, compulsive eating or emotional eating, or a little bit. I work with bulimia, but obviously, I know where my limits are. So if I work with a client for a month, sometimes I say, look, this is larger than me. You need more help with counseling and other things, But what I'm saying, I work with lots of kind of like eating, I don't want to call them disorders, but issues, where people are eating for the wrong reasons, you know what I mean? And it does stem from the childhood more often than not. And this is why, like, I think for mummies listening, It's, and it's quite a motivator. I know with all my mommy clients, it's quite a motivator to say, okay, I want to be a good model for my children, so to stay on the journey, to push hard.
Irina, that's also a very huge thing that I wanted to bring up, and I think it'll come in very nicely here. You said we models for our children. So it's been 6 months of this. And when I first started it, the kids were like, why don't I have a whole potato? Where's my extra sausage? Where's this? And I'm like, you've got your salad, you've got your vegetables, you've got a bit of starch, and you've got your meat. Enjoy. And they're like, do I have to eat it? I'm like, I don't care if you eat it or don't eat it, but if you want another sausage, you clear your plate. Or at least eat your vegetables and your salad, and then you can have another one. Yes. And there was a bit of resistance. And my husband also was like, oh, yes, here we go again. Because I've done these weight loss things where, like, they sit down at the table and they're like, what is this? I read online and I'm like, you must have nuts and biltong and blueberries and all these superfoods, expensive stuff. Oy. And I haven't done that. I just eat normal food. But now what's happened, 6 months down the line, I look now at the way my children eat when they sit down at the table compared to 6 months ago when I first put that food on the table. The other night, and it wasn't even my daughter, it was my son. My daughter's quite good with her vegetables and salad. But my son, I said, go set the table, and I'm starting to dish up. And he does everything, and he goes to the fridge, he looks for the bowl of salad. And he turns to me and says, Mom, the salad bowl isn't here. Is it finished? Must I make some more? And I'm like, dude, yes. Wow. So in this short amount of time, it's not just me that's changed. My whole family has changed. Yes. And it's like my husband's like eating the salad and he's like, where's the salad dressing? Because he's also putting his salad. He said, oh, it tastes much better with salad dressing. I'm like, yeah, it does. Yes. Choose your equals. But my children, their eating habits have completely changed. My son is eating almost every single vegetable salad I put on his plate. He will not eat tomatoes. I don't put it on his plate, but he eats everything else. And so the healthy change in my kids' eating habits has been absolutely humongous. And, I saw a comment about 2-minute noodles now, and we'll get to that. But I now do... and we're going to talk about processed and unprocessed foods. I heard a while back someone said to me, when you go shopping, you must not go in the middle of the shop. You walk around the outside.
Okay. Yes. I never thought of that.
It's the cleaning stuff, then it's the eggs, then it's the meats, then it's all the fresh stuff is on the outside of the shop. The middle lanes are the chips and the pastas and the all of the sauces and all of the unhealthy stuff is in the center of the shop. But if you walk in, you can actually do your entire shop right around the outside, just about, without really stepping in a line, in an aisle. And I heard that a long time ago. And recently I was thinking, when we spoke yesterday about processed and unprocessed foods, I now shop on the outside without even realizing it. I've changed all the way that I do stuff. It's completely changed, and it's stuff that is sustainable. It's become habits.
Yes. No, I think and I would encourage everyone to do this. It's quite a horrific thing to do because we all buy so much processed food. So when you're on a checkout and you're pushing your trolley, just look down and just kind of have a look how much of your trolley is whole foods and how much is processed food. And it's actually really scary. And I always try and change that balance, but it's just so hard because also it's easier, I think this is the problem with processed food. It's just easier to just buy something in a packet, you know what I mean? And then put it in the lunchbox for kids or whatever. It's convenience. I think the whole processed food started with convenience and with not having to spend so much time cooking so that women can also start working and everything has changed because of that. And but I think now after having, let's say, about 60 years of processed food, they're starting to realize how unhealthy it is, so now there is there's lots of programs you can watch from a health point of view. But now, because we are talking about the weight loss, I will just give you example how it reflects on the weight. So basically, this is just a simple example so everyone can understand. And I always use this one because it's so easy. Let's say you're eating 100 calories of peanut butter. That's like a flat tablespoon of peanut butter. Okay. And now on the other side, you're eating 100 calories, like a handful of peanuts. So if you eat 100 calories of peanut butter, because it's processed, your body will absorb all of it. It will absorb all of it. Okay. But if you're eating peanuts, especially if they have that little shell, like, that little shell around and all the roughage in them, you will absorb 70 calories of those 100. And the rest will come basically through you and also will give you bulk for the stool and everything. So this is just a very, very simple example from the weight loss point of view. How big is the difference between eating whole foods versus processed foods? So eating almonds and not almond butter, even though almond butter will be, of course, marketed at like a extremely healthy product, and I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just talking from the weight loss point of view. It's just eating, so eating chickpeas rather than hummus. You know what I mean? And obviously the processing of food is on the scale, like something is just a bit mashed. Even when we are cooking our food, we are processing it in a way, So the really, really bad stuff is the ultra processed foods. Also, when you look at the back of the packet and you don't understand like anything, like all those ingredients are like, what I mean, like a foreign language to you. And then you're like, okay, what is going on with this, So you can get a peanut butter that's just peanuts, no salt, no sugar added, and it's not a bad product. But from the weight loss point of view, it would make much more sense for you to eat the peanuts, just because first your body has to digest it. Where with peanut butter, it hardly has to do anything with it, So I think trying to eat more whole foods is definitely, it's healthier. And it's much better for weight loss. And, just the fact, let's say with the raw food, the amount of chewing you have to do, you know what I mean? It's like if you're eating a salad, it's going to take some time for you to get through that bowl. You know what I mean? By then you will feel like full and like you've eaten. Where you can have like a hamburger, if you make one and you hold it in your hand, like how long? I mean, how long are you going to eat that hamburger for? Maybe, I don't know, probably less than a minute, so.
Yes, I can put a burger down quick.
Yeah, exactly. So anything that you can eat like that with hands, so that's where the whole knife and fork and putting your knife and fork down between your bites, slowing down the pace of eating. So those are all like kind of interesting strategies to eat less, and they are very helpful. Eating on smaller plates, like side plates, and things like that. So yes, we ultra processed food. Just to add this is not about the weight loss. Ultra processed foods should be like avoided at all costs. Okay, because there are certain chemicals, like there are some emulsifiers which are used in washing products that are used in those foods, which actually like almost like they erode your stomach lining, okay, and that can be so bad. So there are these new, how now these days they say no, gut is extension of the brain. It's not really like that, but you do have neurons all around the body, and there are ones in the gut that are telling the brain, what are you eating? How much are you eating? So there is like a constant signaling going up and down, and you want that to work well. Otherwise, you don't know. Basically, your brain is not registering how much you've eaten and when to stop, So if that system is not working well, then it's really, really hard. And that's how toxic the very, very, very highly processed foods are, like frozen meals and things like that,
Yeah, well, I think one of the things that I've started doing with cooking is that I've changed. I don't know if I think there was a bit of a conscious thought pattern behind changing how I think about cooking meals. So I think there was a bit of a conscious thing, but I also think that this whole process that I've been through has automatically changed the way I'm thinking about food, and particularly cooking supper, because I would always be like, supper must be cooked at this time and it must be on the table at this time. But then I'm working and it's load shedding and I'm like, and then I get there and I'm like, okay, I've got to cook something fast because I've got to get it on the table and and then of course I go for the things that take quicker and easier to cook. But what's happened lately is, and like my mom always said, you mustn't eat later than 6. I now sometimes have the supper on the table at 7:30. I think last night we ate at 8. But you know what? I'm not stressed out. I'm not rushing. It suits me. It suits my family. It suits my husband. He only gets home at 7. Then he wants to have a shower. Then he wants to, and I say, you've got to be home at like this time because the food's going to be on the table and the children have to eat and we all have to eat together. So I've been letting go of a lot of old ideas that I've had. My kids are now going to bed later because I'm cooking later. But I get there, I get to the kitchen, I do some dishes, I watch a bit of Netflix with my headphones while I'm washing dishes. My kids come and help me. I get out my carrots and it's raw foods. It's not carrots in a bag, as in chopped carrots and processed already. It's whole carrots that I've got to peel and prepare myself. And I take my time doing it. I don't rush anymore. And I'm just like, if the kids go to bed late, I don't care.
Yes.
I want to sit and not stress myself out. And I want to get a nice meal on the table where we all sit together. And I think I've had a lot of sort of ideas of how things should run. And in the last 6 months, I've decided I'm going to throw that all out. I'm going to find out what works for me, what works out for my family. Yes, some people eat at 6 o'clock. And some people may look at me and say, oh my gosh, you only got supper on the table at 7:30. My kids are bathed and in bed. You're not my family. And but through changing this and saying, I'm going to chuck out the 6 p.m. thing of supper. I'll have supper ready when I have supper ready, when it suits me, when I can come and be calm and prepare this meal. And it's changed everything so much because now I'm not in the shop thinking, what can I cook really quickly in 20 minutes? I'm there thinking, okay, so we're going to have carrots, we're going to have some butternut, we're going to have some spinach, we're going to have this, we're going to have that. And it's just changed. And I think that's what you were saying earlier on. Everybody has to find what works for themselves. And I've been looking online for how do you lose weight? How do you organize your family life? What time should children eat supper and be in bed at this age? I've slowly but surely started chucking out all this stuff. I mean, Mommy, if you're watching this, my kids ate at 8 o'clock last night. My phone's going to start ringing. But it's my family. So
you have to find what works for you. And I mean, like, for example, I eat early. I like to eat early, and my kids are hungry early. But then my husband, if he can eat early, but then he has to eat another dinner later, then I'm like, oh, now I have to make something again. So often, no worries.
My kid's phone is going on. Sorry. I don't know why, but one of my kids' friends is phoning him.
Oh.
I mean, so, maybe it's you. It's going to turn that down. Sorry about that.
So for example, like we worked out that some days we'll eat together, probably the weekend with my brother, this and that. But then on the weekday, if we don't, we don't. And that's also fine, So like, it's just like I did the family and relationship counseling when I was studying, and then did a bit of that. And we call it a family dance. So it's basically kind of a dynamic, how everything is flowing in your household. And it's different for every house. The other thing is, when it comes to weight loss, like I always tell my clients, okay, let's do it the way that seems most acceptable to you. But along the way, as we are assessing, if that is not working, then we need to step it up a notch, So then we need to say, so maybe possibly at some point that needs to be addressed. But maybe at that point you are ready to do something about it. You know what I mean? And it also depends how slim someone wants to be, because some people want to have are happy just to be in the average range of BMI, but some people want to be in a athletic range of BMI, So then with that, the lifestyle and the behavior is changing drastically,
Yeah.
So this is something that the client, normally we do it together, but it comes down to the client to say, okay, this is the lifestyle I need to lead to have this body. Does that make sense to me? Because
Yeah.
sometimes they will say, no, actually, you know what, if I'm a couple of kilos heavier, I'm happy, because I don't have to obsess that much, or I don't have to restrict that much, or you know what I mean? I don't have to exercise that much. But then I have lots of clients which are triathlon athletes, and that they're pushing hard. I mean, they're like so lean, but that makes sense to them.
Yeah. No, I don't want to push myself. I mean, yeah. And I think that's interesting as well, is that I've had a lot of people saying, what's your goal weight? And how much more weight do you have to lose? And I'm like, well, I'm not quite there. And I think it's not necessarily about losing weight now.
Yes.
I'm happy with what I weigh when I stand on the scale. It's not about what the kilos are. It's about how I feel within myself. And I've still got a bit of a tire around my belly, and it doesn't feel nice. So
Yeah.
I think I need to tone up a bit and start thinking about how I'm going to do that. But I'm quite happy with. I mean, I'm actually blown away with what I've achieved. I'm very, very, very happy.
Amazing.
So I think now I need to focus on. It's been very easy the last 6 months to walk on the beach every day during summer. And I've noticed the mornings are darker and they're colder. Yes. And my walking has gone from there to there.
Yeah.
And I think now I need to say to myself, well, what are you going to do now? Because if you don't pick up that walking and you don't continue that walking, and I can feel it already in the last maybe the last week or so, I'm walking a lot less. And I can feel that I'm going to lose it. In fact, I think I put on a bit of weight, but I'm not sure if it's my new scale I bought or if I've actually put on a bit of weight. And of course, in the winter, I want more comfort foods. I want more bread and soup and, that kind of comfort stuff. And of course, I want to eat more. It's just nice to lie in bed with Netflix and eat chips. So I think now I need to, kind of put my focus on what is I've got my summer plan down to a T. That's great. But what am I going to do now moving forward? I can feel that I need to kind of figure something out.
Yes.
Winter now. Like, am I going to do yoga videos? Or like, what am I going to do now? And that's something I felt in the last few days, like, I've got to kind of adjust something here.
Yes. So I always joke about this, but basically when you are cold, your body burns more calories than when you're warm. So that's one good thing about winter. So maybe like, it's just, it's actually funny. I mean, it can be used as a weight loss strategy, but I mean, people can take even cold showers. Cold showers can be great, but I mean, I can't do it. I can't take a cold shower.
But
that's one good thing about winter. Yes, one good thing in winter that we kind of, and I think that's maybe why we even want to eat a little bit more, to stay warm, because we do need more calories in winter. But look, Cape Town, you're not in Cape Town, but close enough. It's not really cold. I come from Serbia. I mean, that's cold. Like that's like minus 10, minus 15 kind of cold, But yes, it gets kind of coolish. I think still, like, unless it's raining and that, possibly look at maybe a time of the day. Maybe there is a different time of the day where you could still keep up with walking, because walking is so nice, Then
it's going to be a whole schedule change, because
maybe something like that, because you don't want to lose the walking. Yes. And it's very good, like when you want to build like it's not a new habit, you've been walking, but now you kind of restructuring it. Link it to something else. Like I had one client that was wanted to start going to the gym, but it just wasn't happening. Day after day, it wasn't happening. And then we linked it to when she was dropping off her cleaner at the station, at the taxi rank, because the gym was close to the taxi rank. So the cleaner was coming twice a week. I can't remember which days. So then I said, okay, when you drop off there, the Virgin Active is right there. That's when you go to the gym. So you kind of link the two behaviors so that this one that you execute anyway becomes a trigger for a new one.
Yes.
You know? So maybe think of something like that. I don't know how that would work. You know,
it's only something I've kind of clicked on in the last 24 hours that I've got to do some, you know, I haven't really changed. It's interesting because I've made constant changes over the last 6 months, but I haven't really made a new change recently. So everything is a good habit, but I can feel some of it starting to slip, and the weather, and I can feel that so it's time to kind of think about that and see, where do I go to from here?
Yeah, also, like, let's say, like you started introducing the salads, and then in winter it can be a little bit like, oh, you know, I'm cold, I want to eat the salad. But then the very good replacement would be a vegetable soup, just plain vegetable soup, nothing fancy. Like, you don't, you know what I mean? Simple, whatever veg you've got, it looks like it might be going off. You put it in a pot, you add some stock powder. I love Nature's Choice vegetable stock powder. It's low sodium, it's organic. Water, boil it, and there it is. And it keeps for quite a few days in the fridge. It really, in winter, it can save you. Like, you could, let's say you come home and you're just like starving, you know. So now by the time you make something, like you feel too hungry, all you need to do is you heat it up in the microwave, 1 minute, you eat it, and now you're fine. You know what I mean? You're not starving anymore. You got like all the good stuff in you. And then you can think straight, you know, because like, you know, when you get like so hungry, then anything goes. You kind of want to avoid
that's a
situation.
problem.
So I'm telling you, the soup, having vegetable soup, just vegetables, no meat, nothing in it, it's a savior. And then if you can get your kids to eat it, like what I do with my kids, I blend it, and then I just give them in cups. Half a cup, you know, and then they just drink it. And I'm very happy that they eat that, you know, because I'll put everything in it, all the mixed veg you can think of.
Perfect. I think I've mentioned all my stuff about my journey so far. I think I just want to go. We've got so many comments, but I've got to get on to like other stuff for my video. But I just want to run through here and see. Okay, here's a biggie. Karen, she needs to lose weight, especially after pregnancy. And I've seen a couple of comments about pregnancy and losing weight, especially tummy fat after pregnancy. So while I go through these and look for some more comments, maybe you can just give us your thoughts on, you know, when do you start exercising? What exercise? What else do you do?
Yes. So, you know, it's quite tricky because like you have to also consider what kind of baby do I have. Like I had, my boy was the best, sleeping through the night at 4 months. I could go to the gym. I could do all kinds of things. Where my daughter was colic, and like I slept with her in the bed until she was 2.5, and I was just exhausted. So you also have to be kind to yourself, and you have to be realistic about what can you do, especially when it comes to exercise. If you're having a difficult baby and sleepless night and no energy. So with exercise would be just like, okay, what can you do? When it comes to nutrition, you kind of need support, like you need help, because you might not be able to be there chopping salads and making all these fancy healthy meals, you know. So then maybe like if you have family around or someone, because when you're with a baby, like, you know, if someone gives you a healthy meal, you will eat it. Why wouldn't you eat it, you know? But if there's no such a thing, you're just gonna grab whatever. You're just gonna eat toast with jam or whatever, you know, especially if you haven't slept well in the whole night. So, you know, I always tell mommies, just be kind to yourself until you're through the worst, you know, and you have all the years ahead of you to sort it out. So don't put too much pressure on yourself, especially like after the baby. There could be few things going on, obviously hormonally. And it's funny, some people will say, oh my god, I was breastfeeding and I really managed my weight well and I lost weight to breastfeeding, where some mothers will say, well, my breastfeeding didn't do anything for me, my body was actually holding on to the weight. And you might have water retention as well. And then also, like, because of the stretching of your core, basically everything is kind of like hangy and floppy. You know what I mean? So giving it time, which for someone is 3 months and for someone it can take 2 years, but also doing certain exercises. And you can find so much on YouTube for fixing the tummy after pregnancy. Possibly they had like I had. My pregnancy was very big, the baby was very big, and my abdominal wall split. It actually split. I've got a opening, you know. So I had to wear that belt that went around and do lots and lots of core exercises to pull the whole thing in. And I still got a small gap, but it's like, it's really not that bad, because the only way to fix it is surgery, and I'm not going to go through such a hectic surgery. So I think, yes, just being kind to yourself, asking for help with the baby, help with someone making healthy food for you, having those foods available. For me, what really helped, I had my morning pram walk. Okay, so I would just push that pram for about 2 hours. I live close to the beach, so there is like a promenade. I had my thing that I was, and I really think that really helped, because it was walking. So it's also pushing the pram. You know, pram is actually like heavy, and trying to stabilize the whole thing while you're going over these things. So maybe doing stuff like that, because you don't have time for yourself when you have a baby. You just don't.
Yeah.
So doing something with the baby. And on YouTube, I think there are some links where you can find exercises with the actual baby. You know?
Yes, I've seen that.
Yes,
I've seen
like
that.
you know, so just being creative and coming up with solutions while being kind to yourself, because having a baby is not easy. At least I didn't feel it was easy.
I just wanted on the exercising with your baby, with a baby cool. I saw some where you can do yoga with your toddler, and I followed that video, and I'm just saying it's dangerous stuff, because I went into downward dog and my son came and headbutted me.
Oh my
And
God.
I got a blood nose. I should have been filming it and said like, and then you see this woman in her beautiful clean yoga clothes and her zen
Everything
little
is
toddler,
perfect.
and it should have been like this is what people's show looks like. This is reality. I mean, there was just like blood spurting everywhere.
That's so funny. That's so
Find
funny.
something that works for you. And
Yeah.
exercising with your toddler is not always safe.
It's not always safe. You know, everyone has a different support system. I mean, I'm foreign. I didn't, I mean, my mom came to help, but, you know, obviously she couldn't like stay forever, you know. So, but if you have help, I think getting help and getting time for yourself to go and exercise, or getting help with someone making like a soup for you and chopping up your salads and stuff like that, it can just give you like a start, you know.
Yeah, I've got a lady here that's struggling quite a bit. We've got Jezebel Minnie. She was under so much stress with the schools going back to normal that she ate a lot of junk food without noticing until she went to the doctor, and her weight was 120 kilos. And now she's starving herself one meal a day, and she knows it's not good because her iron levels are low. And then she's also got a comment here. And when she feels hungry, she just has a cup of tea, and she knows it's not healthy. So what advice have you got on that?
No. Well, this is the thing when people, and I always say, it's not about eating less, it's about eating right. Okay. But so the question is like, is there there's a lack of knowledge around, okay, what should I be eating? And because I don't know exactly, I'm just going to not eat, you know, which is never a good idea. Because even if that is your weight loss strategy and it works for a certain period of time, eventually you will find yourself in the corner with nowhere to go. You can't eat any less. How can you eat less? You're already not eating enough. And you're malnourished, like she's having iron issues. So definitely, you know, like she would have to start eating frequently. And I think this is where the confusion with all these new trends is coming in. Now it's fasting. Like, so they think like, okay, I'm just going to fast. I'm just not going to eat, And from my experience, that with females, especially, extreme fasting doesn't work so well. The body just it's almost like a protective mode against it. And then you're not eating, but you're not losing weight. And then you don't know what to do. So I would definitely, for someone like her, would recommend more frequent, smaller meals rather than one main meal, But you would have to plan it. This is the thing. The planning is a huge thing. Like, you should know at least the next day what you're going to eat the next, like, you know what I mean? Or in the morning, you should know what you're going to eat that day. Otherwise, it's like you register, you're hungry, and you don't know what to eat, and then you're eating whatever is closest or easiest to you. So definitely planning, maybe planning 3 days ahead, shopping according to your plan, and having, 3 meals is minimum, but with someone like her, I would even go as far as 5 small meals, just to get the metabolism moving. You know what I mean?
That's interesting, because just on the amount of meals you eat, is that I started eating when I'm hungry and when it felt right to eat for me. And I usually eat my first meal around between 11 and 12, and then my second meal is supper. Sometimes I'll have a piece of fruit in the afternoon or something like that, but I can't really eat before 11. It just feels like I'm not hungry. Yes. So I feel that's worked really well for me, and that's been a sort of natural thing that I've just started implementing, instead of the 5 meals and 3 meals and 3 snacks or 2 snacks or whatever.
Yes.
And I feel that's really worked well for me. And I've looked it up now. Someone in my live video said, "Oh, you're doing intermittent fasting," and I said, "No, I'm eating when I'm hungry." And I looked it up, and it actually is I naturally eat in roughly an 8-hour window every day.
Yes, so it is. You get all types of intermittent fasting, and the 16-8 is one of them. So you could say, okay, you're falling in that range. But as I say, it doesn't work with everyone. And also, like you can come to the point where, like, okay, I lost this weight and I'm not losing anymore, but I would like to lose more. And that's where maybe things need to start changing. Yeah. But for someone at 120 kilos, I would definitely not recommend just one meal. And it's probably a big meal, I would imagine. If you haven't eaten the whole day, that's your only meal,
Yeah.
So, and also what is in that meal, So
yes.
I would definitely, a minimum of 3 meals, I would suggest for her. Obviously, maybe she will be winner of one of the consultations, and then it's different, because then I take the history and then we make it, we personalize it. Like, from very little information that I have, I would definitely increase the number of meals.
Perfect. I've got another question here. We've got Annalise Homan. She says she gained a lot of weight after giving birth with her girl, and she must lose weight, and she lost her job in February. So healthy food is a little bit difficult. What food would you suggest for breakfast and lunch, please? And I can't cut out my coffee. Annalise, I'm with you.
But there's no need to cut out coffees. I let my clients drink as many coffees as they. Now, listen, if it's a cappuccino with 2 teaspoons of sugar in it, then we have a problem. But just coffee is not a problem. So basically, what I'm understanding is that the question is how to eat healthily without needing to spend lots of money.
Yeah, breakfast and lunch specifically.
Yes. So porridge is quite a cheap breakfast option.
Oats,
yes, because the other fancy one would be a low GI muesli with berries and plain yogurt, but that's much more expensive than the porridge, So probably it would be porridge. You can eat toast for breakfast if that's, maybe some like a low GI, those seeded breads that have like all the roughage and stuff in them. They're quite healthy, or rye bread. but then it's like, what are you putting on the bread, you know? So you could put a little bit of peanut butter. Avocado is much better option, but obviously avocado is not, it's not
Yeah.
exactly cheap. You
What
know,
about
so,
egg?
sorry?
Egg.
Egg. Yeah, I mean, I don't have problem with eggs, but I don't recommend people eating eggs every day. There's a bit of a, because of the Banting and Atkins diet, and that some people started, and this is dangerous, mixing the diets, like creating their own fusions that are just not working. So when you get used to, let's say, buying double cream yogurts and using butter in your cooking and full cream milk and lots of eggs, but then you slowly start introducing these other starches and some fruits, because you know it's very hard not to eat that, and you keep your high fats because you were banting for whatever period of time, then it becomes very problematic. So you can't go carbs and high fats, like that's not going to work unless you are like training every day for 6 to 8 hours, and you can eat basically whatever you want. So this is where I would just, eggs are fine, but I know people, a couple of months ago I got a guy who I was like, okay, what are your current eating habits? And he was eating honestly 4 eggs for breakfast every morning.
Oh wow. No, I mean, I think that's a bit extreme. I wasn't thinking like 4 eggs. I was thinking like maybe a boiled egg to go with your low GI bread.
Yes. No, I know. But what I'm saying from the Banting and Atkins, no, it's important that people understand that, like, it's not, maybe if you're doing that diet, but even then it's just excessive, you know? So I suppose eggs are not that expensive. So I would say maybe 4 eggs a week, you know? So for breakfast you can have, so let's say you alternate between porridge and the toast with an egg, you know, or you can have toast with some peanut butter. Peanut butter is quite affordable. And then lunch, because it's in the middle of the day and you're still going to be busy and out and about and all these things, like you can eat like a full meal, you know what I mean? I know the South African style is having a full big meal for dinner, but you know, if you can make your lunch a main meal, that is quite nice. I know it's not always possible. So there are no massive restrictions on lunch, except what we all know, like you want to avoid like deep fried food, creamy, like something if it's very creamy. So let's say if you're going to eat pasta and it's cheap, you know, pasta at lunchtime is fine. It's not a big deal. Obviously not a huge bowl, you know, maybe like a cup size of pasta, cooked pasta, and then you add some sauce or something. Tuna is not too expensive, and that's a very good protein source that you can always have in your cupboard. Cottage cheese. Actually, cottage cheese is not even that cheap anymore. Nothing is cheap anymore. Yeah, exactly. I think I looked at
one of my
like
favorite
59
meals
rand. I was
to
like,
have.
what?
One of my favorite meals to have during the week is I do a baked sweet potato, either with cream cheese or tuna or baked beans on the side and a bit of salad.
Yes.
And that to me is like, you know, so I do that maybe twice a week.
So I always for the
potato, but yeah, I really prefer the sweet potato, and that's not too expensive.
It's not too expensive, but the other good one are beans. You mentioned now beans and lentils. You know those dry packets that you can buy of 500 grams.
Yeah.
Okay. So those, it takes long to cook, but once you cooked it, you have about 6 meals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can make a bean stew or a lentil curry or something like that, and that is definitely the cheapest lunch you can have, and so nutritious, because you have a complex starch, fiber, and enough protein. It's not the same as eating animal protein, but there is enough protein. So the only thing, obviously, the cooking methods, you don't want to put like too much oil or something like that. But I've got this recipe for Serbian, maybe I'll send it to you and then you can post it. It's a Serbian bean stew that is like, I mean, it's so amazing. So amazing.
I would love that.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a question for you. So what I do is I buy like the tins, the 3-bean tins or the chickpea tins or the red lentils and baked beans. I love baked beans. What? I mean, I bought that because I thought it's probably not as healthy as buying it is processed. It's not as healthy probably as buying it in the bag. But I thought, like, I'll open the 3 beans and then I've got my salad already made, and then I just scoop it out and I stuff it on top of my salad because it's just so easy and convenient for me. Yes. And I thought beans, so it's better than other stuff like chips. Yes. Is that okay, or do you recommend that I actually cook up some beans or cook up
It's
some?
It's actually fine. The beans that come in brine, and you can see on the ingredient list, it's just going to be like beans and a bit of salt or something, Okay. So unless salt is an issue for you because you have high blood pressure, something I wouldn't, or like water retention issues, I'm not against those, and they can be quite nice and easy in salads. Now, baked beans are a different story. They have much more stuff.
I love baked beans.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not saying like, you can never eat them.
But hang on. It's better than chips, right?
It's much better than chips. But, you can get low sugar baked beans these days. Did you see them? Yeah. Yeah. No, so it's the same looking can. It just says low sugar. So they added less sugar to them.
Okay.
Look, it just depends how far you want to take the healthy eating to what point. Like, and how often do you actually eat baked beans? If Maybe you eat them every day, then I would say
once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, so that's fine. That's really fine. I wouldn't worry too much about that. But this bean stew recipe, it's made from a dry packet, and yes, it takes 3 hours to cook. But then you've got 6 portions, and they're like, it's delicious. Okay. Look, perfect. I am Serbian, so beans and cabbage and those things excite me more than others. But I would encourage people to try it. And especially the ones.
I'll try it out. If it's great, I'll put it on my blog.
Exactly. Let's do that. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we've got Monique saying, Irina helped me lose 15 kilos post-baby. No fluff approach to weight loss, super direct, and will tell it as it is and hold you accountable every day.
Yeah. Awesome. She knows. Monique knows.
Okay, so
yeah, I've got a very different system of working. I work remotely, so it's done via phone. Some clients that live close by, I will see them from time to time, especially if it's crisis or some breakthrough or struggle, and we're going to sit down and that. But the actual program is done remotely, and I started then electronically. So I started after I had the kids. I started working that way, and I started just being on the case of my clients' case more often. And then I realized, oh, this is working. This is actually giving good results. And then I created a package. I mean, I have a few packages, but one of them is full package, which is we are in touch every single day. And that one really works because, if we are, let's say, communicating once a week, lots can happen in a week. Maybe we are communicating on Friday, but like you're having a bad Monday. Now that Monday is spilling into a bad Tuesday. But by Friday, you are completely discouraged. So that's when I realized, okay, it is quite intense for me and for the client, but it does give results. And then I don't like and that's most important for me because the only way I keep working is through referrals. And no one's going to send me a referral unless they got into shape, So I'm like goal obsessed. It's all about getting to the goal. And you know what? Goal can change. Like I will get a client that says, I want to lose 15 kilos. Maybe they're only going to lose 10. But by then, we kind of normalize that. We kind of adjust the expectation. Maybe those 15 kilos you were talking about was a little bit too much. Because sometimes people don't know. They want to weigh what they weighed in high school. That's not always possible.
Yeah, I'm like 6 kilos heavier than before I fell pregnant with my first child. I'm 43 now, and my daughter's 10. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
The expectations have to be sort of realistic. Yes. Irina, I think I'm going to
Yeah.
choose a winner now, and then I've got to get on with the rest of my
Okay,
stuff.
no problem.
Because
That's
I mean,
fine.
it's been fantastic. I'd love to chat to you all day, but I've got other stuff I've got to bring into
No,
the
no, it's
video
fine.
before I go fetch
Sure.
my kids. So I think Jezebel Mini would be somebody that could really, really do with your
Yes,
consultations.
definitely.
Definitely. Cool.
Definitely.
So, Jezebel, just pop me a message on my Facebook page, inbox me with your email address, and then I will get you in contact with Irina. If you're not watching anymore, I'll come and find you later. And then also, Irina, the comments have been flying in. There are so many, I can't even keep up with them all. So
Okay.
I'll come onto the page later and go through all the comments.
Okay.
And if there's anything, I'll tag you, and then you're
Okay.
welcome to go in on your own and touch base with some people. But there's a
Okay.
lot of stuff going on.
Okay. Okay. Good. Well, you can let me know. I mean, this is the first time I'm doing something like this. I'm just happy. I'm happy I worked out the camera and microphone.
Yeah, I know that. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay. It was amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good weekend.
Bye. Bye.
Oh, awesome. That was absolutely amazing. One thing that I wanted to also pop in that I forgot about was something that's kind of kept me motivated with my walking is sweat coins. So you get paid to walk. I spoke about it last week, I think, where I cashed in something for sweat coin. You can earn, so you walk, and then for every 1,000 steps you walk, they pay you a sweat coin. I've just popped that link into my comments if you want to join. There's my banner. And I was going to take this one off and put my new one on. Okay. So yeah, every 1,000 steps you walk, you get one sweat coin. And then you can cash out those sweat coins for various things. And I cashed out for free Netflix, but then they'd run out. So instead they sent me $10, which is fine because I like dollars too. I'll be writing my review on that at some stage, but I'm still kind of working out all the ins and outs. So as soon as I've kind of figured that out, maybe in a week or two, I'll do a review. Okay, so that competition to win the free weight loss coaching sessions is over. I've got my winner. My next giveaway is win a 250 Rand Checkers digital voucher. So join in the discussion in the comments to win, and I'll pick a winner later. Let me see here. Okay, so the next cool thing, I'm going to be working with Q Photo on their everyday photo book, and you can get a 15% off voucher. I'm going to pop that in my comments quickly. Where are my comments? Okay, so you can get 15% off the Q Photo Everyday Photo Book using my voucher, and I've just popped the link and the voucher into the comments. It really looks absolutely amazing. I think you can get it in a hardcover, and I think you can add 21 photos. I'm still busy choosing my photos to put into my first photo book album, so I'm going to be doing that after this live video. Hopefully I can get it to them by the end of today, and then I'm not quite sure yet how long it takes to get to me, but maybe next week Friday I'll have it already. I don't know. And then I will show it to you. I'm very, very excited to check that out. So it's like a photo book, and I think, I don't know about everybody else, but I really love, stuff I can feel with my hands and hard copy. So we've got so much stuff online, but to have a nice hardcover book of your kids' photos is absolutely amazing. So the first one that I'm designing is going to be my daughter's first year in photos. So it'll be the scans, the birth, a couple of, photos with relatives when she was born. And then I'm going to do one photo for each month. So I'm still busy. It's not easy choosing just 21 photos out of my daughter's first year. So I'm going through it and I'm setting that up. So I'm very, very, very excited for this collaboration that's coming up. Let's see what else. Oh, Google Family Link and FYI Play It Safe. So a while back, I had Rachel Best from FYI Play It Safe come join me on a Friday live video. And we talked about basically how to keep our kids safe online, specifically with cell phones. And it was a really, really good discussion. And it came right at the right time, because my kids recently got their own phones, and I was quite hesitant to do that. My son is 8 and my daughter is 10, and I think they're the last kids in their class to get phones. And I've now set up Google Family Link. So what that basically does is it gives me all the power. And it's quite cool because you can set up how much screen time your child can have in total each day. And you can also set what times they're allowed to use the phone. So previously I would be like, get off the phone, it's time for supper. Now they're like, Mom, my phone just went off. And I'm like, because it's time for supper. You just push a button on your phone. It's like, boom, the phone goes off. I absolutely love it. You can also set what apps they're allowed to download, if they're allowed to download apps, or if they have to ask permission. So I've set it that they have to ask permission for every single app. And you can also set limits for various apps. So for example, you can say, well, you can only use WhatsApp for half an hour a day, or something like that. So I'm really enjoying that. And then FYI Play It Safe is something slightly different. You use it in conjunction with Family Link. And FYI Play It Safe basically is an app that you add to your phone, you link it to your kids' phones, very much like you do with Google Family Link. And then it monitors everything your child does online, but gives them the privacy that they need. And if there's anything of concern that comes up, it will take a screenshot and send it to your phone with an alert and why it was of concern. So swearing, nudity, bullying, depression, suicidal thoughts, grooming, all of that sort of stuff is monitored. And they also monitor, I don't know what the name of it is, like dark apps, people who make skanky apps to try suck children in. Oh, it's such a scary world. So it monitors all of those skanky apps and blocks it, or lets you know if your child's trying to access something that is not safe. So I have now just kind of had a meeting with FYI Play It Safe, and I'm about to add that to the cell phones. I don't know how easy it's going to be, because it's quite funny. A lot of people think that because I work online and because I blog, I am a guru when it comes to tech and stuff. I'm not really. I'm actually quite slow with a lot of stuff, and I struggle with things. But what I lack in skills, I make up for in determination and stubbornness. So I will get it right. So yeah, I'm going to be writing a review, and I think Rachel might come live again at some stage to talk specifically about the app FYI Play It Safe. And then we'll address how easy it was for me to add the app and link everything up. And yeah, basically my experience of it. So I'm quite excited about this. So I will probably let you know in next week's live video how that went. And I just want to give you a link for FYI Play It Safe, so you can go check out the app over here. That's their website. Wow, I'm still trying to get to all the bottom of the comments. We're still talking about cold showers and we got Sweatcoin. We got Antoinette. Sweatcoin is awesome. I'm almost at 100 already. Yay! Oh, Ingrid, load shedding. I tell you, I've had a week with load shedding. Between my computer trying to update to Windows 11, and then my processor's not the right processor, and it's such a pain. So I've really struggled to get any work done. And Elise, this is on Sweatcoin. Yes, I canceled the premium. So Sweatcoin, it's a free app, and you can earn for free, but there are limits of what you can do on the free app. And there was a 7-day free trial where you don't have to pay, and then you can earn double coins, and there's, the limits are taken off. So I went for the free trial, and if I had to go past the free trial, it's 177 Rand for a year. I just don't know if I really like the premium, because you can see your coins really, really adding up. but I'm not sure if I want to pay 177 Rand a year for Sweatcoin yet. So I just want to use it for a little bit more. I want to do a couple more cash outs, see what the process is like. And it's like weird. I really, really like Sweatcoin, but I've already found that there's been a few times that I've had to contact them and their support is really not great. So I just want to hang on and check that out a bit more and cash out a few more times and see what my experience is cashing out before I write my review and before I go premium. I also want to see if there's more stuff that becomes available that I'm interested in, because a lot of the stuff that they've got now, it's not something I would like really, really want to buy. So I want to see what offers come up and, you know, play around with it a bit more. And then I might go premium. Janelle, nice opportunity. Hard copies make actual albums great. Sometimes one loses digital ones and phones crack up. Yeah, look, I've got all my digital photos saved on Dropbox from the time I was pregnant with my daughter, my wedding, everything. It's all on Dropbox. It's all nicely organized into years and month folders, but I don't really ever go in and look at it. You know, while you can put photos up on Facebook, you don't always want to go open your computer and go look on there to go check out your photos. I mean, having a photo album book, like a nice hardcover book that you can keep on your coffee table, it really, really sounds amazing to me. So I'm really looking forward to it. Antoinette, I won't be able to choose way too many photos. Well, I'm going to be doing 4 photo books. So I can, you know, I was thinking I'm going to do one of my son's first year, and then one my daughter first year, and then one of maybe just a selection of special photos. And then I don't know what I'm going to do for the 4th one, but I have time to think about it. So yeah, I'm just working on my daughter's my oldest child. So I'm working on her first year first. But yeah, I'm going to be doing 4 albums. So I'm like, yay, I'm very, very excited. It's going to be something, you know, like a real keepsake. It's going to be beautiful. Oh, Janelle, you did a photo book for your wedding. Beautiful to hold on to. Yeah, that's a thought I had. I thought maybe I'd do one of me and my husband, you know, special moments in our wedding, stuff like that. Wayma1it. I don't know how to pronounce that. You lost a lot of your photos as you never printed it. So the photo book's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. And I think, you know, people don't really have photos you can hold anymore. So much is online, and I just think something to hold on to is perfect. Leanne, exactly my feelings. And then fear of phone getting stolen and all pics gone. You had most of your pics on external, and the external broke, and you lost all your pictures. I once a week I upload all of my photos from my phone straight to Dropbox. That's my work photos, my kids, family, everything, and then I organize it. So I have everything in the cloud. So I can actually take my laptop, throw it in the bath, go buy a new laptop, and be up and running in like less than an hour because everything is online. I highly recommend that you do that, but also get a photo book because it's really, really cool. And Elise, you've also struggled to just choose 21. I know, 100%. Okay, awesome. Where are we? We're back on. Okay, I've got some comments on Google Family Link. Let me see. Janelle, management of firms becomes difficult as it's busy, but there's lots of safety features. Remember that passwords, though, is a different story. I use LastPass for passwords so that I can remember everything, because I've got a couple of websites. I've got social media for each site. I've got a lot of online tools that I use. So I definitely have all of that sorted. And Elise, we also have it for your daughter's tablet. Yeah, Google Family Link. Perfect. Leanne, you think you need to do it with your teenage daughter? Look, you know, I think the thing, and this is what I love so much about FYI Play It Safe and why I really want to get going, is that, you know, I don't want to stick my nose in my kid's phone and listen to their private conversations with their friends. I really want them to have their privacy. but I also want them very much to have their safety. So this sounds like the absolute perfect app to, bring that together. And I'll be starting to sign, to try it out soon. So I'm going to be testing it this coming week. So yeah, I'll definitely update you all in the video next week. Antoinette, I think I need this for my teenage daughter. I've been stressing about her. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a really, really good investment for safety. Awesome. Oh, no, Leanne, you're in Durban. You're also without water. Oh, that is absolutely awful. Oh, Lauren. Hi, Lauren. I've seen a couple of your comments, but it's been wild with so many comments. You finding Sweatcorn is encouraging me to walk more and do high intensity interval training during your 20-minute cycle. Lauren, so it works when you're cycling as well. I don't have a bike. I want a bike. I need to buy a bike. But I wanted to know if Sweatcorn works when you cycle, because it's on the app it says it may work. But I think, they've got a speed thing going on there. So I think if you're going too fast, it maybe cancels it out as a car or driving or something. I don't know, but I would like to know that. And at least, did the Netflix voucher come through? No. So what happened was there was two strange things with the Netflix voucher. Number one, when you look at the little, the little ad on the phone that says you can claim a voucher, the offer, if you look at that, it says it's 1 month free Netflix. When you click on it, it says in your first week, you can get 6 months free Netflix. But at the top, it says 1 month. So that was the first thing. I was like, am I going to get 1 month or am I going to get 6 months? Because it's a big difference. And at the bottom, there was a little message that came up saying we are low on stock. Then when I claimed the voucher, it said, if we have this still available, we will give it to you within 14 days. If not, we will refund you the value. And then I got an email saying, that your voucher thing is being processed. And then I got another email, I think it was yesterday or the day before, that they paid me $10, which is like the value of 1 month of Netflix. So yeah, I'm trying to get in contact with them and say to them, is it 6 months? Is it 1 month? How does it all work? It's just a bit, there's something a bit disjointed there. So I'm going to find that out and I will add that to my review so that I can be very clear about it. Karen, I look very excited for that photo book. I love anything to do with, family mementos and stuff like that, keepsakes. I really, really love it. Leanne, you need to look at Dropbox. They do have a free version, I think. I pay I think it's $11 a month or $9 or $12. It's like somewhere around there. It's like 100 and something a month I pay. And I save all my work stuff there. So I've got all my images, my like everything, and my family photos, all documents, files, everything goes to Dropbox. I don't save a thing on my computer hard drive. So it really is fantastic. But also take note that Google Drive, and what are the other ones? OneDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox, they all have these features, and you do get a certain amount free before you have to start paying. So check that out. You can save stuff to Google Drive as well, photos and things. Ingrid, you enjoying Canva app for so many memories. Was able to make a tombstone unveiling program recently for this past weekend. That's absolutely fantastic. I use Canva I have the premium version, but to make all my images for my blog and stuff. It's really, really fantastic. Debbie, did you get your Netflix voucher? No, I just explained that. And I've contacted them and sent them a message asking about it, but their support sucks and nobody came back to me. So I'm waiting on just to ask about that. You'll definitely go for a photo book. It's fantastic. And I looked at the pricing, and I thought if you get a hardcover photo book printed, I thought you might be looking at like 1,000 Rand or something like that. And it was a couple of hundred. I think you can get a soft cover and a hard cover. I haven't had a really, really good look at it yet because I was only contacted yesterday. So I still need to kind of, spend a bit of time really looking at it so I can give you guys more information. But it looks really beautiful. I think the soft cover was 200 and something and the hard cover was 300 and something. I mean, that's really, really perfect. Ingrid, you missed the Sweat Point discussion. Is it a mobile app? Sweatcoin is a mobile app where you join and you connect it with Google Fit. Google Fit monitors your steps, so that's how you connect those. And then Sweatcoin tracks how much you walk, and then you earn coins for walking. And then there's different offers, and you can cash out Sweatcoins for things. I can't really say exactly what things because the offers change all of the time, but it's free to sign up. You don't pay a thing. And it really is lots of fun, and it motivated me. And, even if you don't get any offers paid out, like for me, you're walking and it's like you see your coins cashing up. It's just a nice motivator for walking. But there's lots of other cool stuff that I'm going to share about it when I write the review. I really am enjoying it. Debbie, no, I didn't get my free Netflix, but I got cash. So I can pay for my Netflix with my cash. So it's not all bad. Annalise, and there's daily bonuses. Yeah. So on Sweatcoin, you earn for 1,000 steps you walk, you earn 1 Sweatcoin, less like a 5% transaction processing something or other fee. So you got to walk just over 1,000 steps to get your 1 Sweatcoin. On the free account, you get capped at earning for 10,000 steps a day, and then for 20 minutes of that day, you can boost your walking. So if you go for a walk, put your 20-minute boost on, and then you can earn double coins for that 20 minutes. So you can really give it a good go and earn double points. And then there's 3 daily bonuses. So the first one you can claim every day immediately. The second one you can claim after you've walked 500 steps for the day. I've been very lazy so far, so I don't know. I don't think I've even done 500 steps. And then the third one you can claim after you've done 1,000 steps. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Annalise, how long does it take to withdraw the money? So far, there's one offer that I've withdrawn that was for cash that I haven't received. So I've sent them an email on that. I'm still waiting for them to come back to me. So you can withdraw to PayPal for referring people, but you can't withdraw cash money for steps, for walking. So the coins you earn for walking, you can't cash out cash. Except, of course, if you claim an offer that they don't have, then they pay you cash. So it was 2 weeks. When was it? It was last week, Thursday, that I cashed out the Netflix. And when I cashed it out, they said they'll take 14 days to pay it, to send me my Netflix voucher. And yesterday I received the $10 for them not having the Netflix. However, what date are we on? We're on the 22nd. Somewhere around the 9th, I cashed out 40 Rand via PayPal, and that was for referring 5 people, and I haven't received that. So I've sent them an email, but they haven't come back to me on that either. So I don't know how long it takes to withdraw the money. And also that first offer I did was on the main screen. I think I spoke about it after I'd been with them for a while. They added me to the influencer program where I've got a new link for Sweatcoin. And there I can withdraw dollars. So I kind of it's a bit confusing at the moment. So, I mean, there's stuff that I really, really love. And there's stuff that I'm like, if you guys don't have support, it sucks. So yeah, I'll just see how it goes, and I will, when I write the review, then I can put everything down in a nice logical format where you can check out everything. Yeah. Karen, you excited to sign up for Sweatcoin? Yay, use my link. Then I get 5 Sweatcoins. Boom. I love it. Yeah, Debbie, $10. Yay. Oh, yeah, dollars. I love dollars. I've got no issue with dollars. Let me see here. Banners. Okay. Oh, so Nova Chocolate. I made this really, really cool, like it was a white chocolate mocha mousse. Fantastic. So yeah, like a white chocolate mousse, but with a bit of a coffee tang to it. It was divine. I finally put the recipe up on my website, so I'm just going to pop that into the link, the comments. It was really tasty, and it was so simple and quick to make, and only a few ingredients. So it really was a lekker dessert. Everybody loved it. Annalise, please send the recipe. Boom, just put it in the comments so you can go grab the link there. I think that's it for today. What else have I got? Oh, YSense. I'm still making money with YSense surveys. I'm averaging maybe $3 to $4 a day at the moment, or maybe between $2 and $4 a day. So it's, yeah, you make money through online surveys, playing games, completing offers, and referring others. So I'm just going to put, there's been a lot of interest in that, and it's something that I really love. I'm averaging about $100 a month on YSense. It depends kind of how much time I have available, how much electricity I have. Like, can I actually go online and do a survey? Not so much this month, right? So there's the link to my review, and here's a link, a post that I wrote on ways to earn more through YSense. That is something that I wrote after my review, after I'd learned more about YSense, and here's a link to join up directly. So yeah, YSense is really, really cool, and $100 extra a month, I'm in for that. I love, love, love that. Okay, so let me have a look. Cool. Debbie Thifar. I don't know how to pronounce your surname. You have won. I'm just writing your name. 250. The 250 Rand Checkers digital voucher. Please just pop me an inbox message on my Facebook page with your phone number and your email address so that I can arrange your voucher for you. Congratulations. Have a great weekend, everybody. I don't know if there's any other questions you guys have on anything. Oh, Emmy, you're also picking up on YSense. Yeah, I absolutely love it. If you get stuck, just pop me an inbox on your question, because I've been there since 2015. So I know quite a bit about it. Not everything, but, there's a couple of things you shouldn't be doing, and there's a couple of workarounds for things. So if you have any questions, just pop me an inbox and I will let you know. Awesome. Ladies, thank you so much. It's been a wonderful live video. I absolutely love chatting to Irina today. She's been so motivating for me. And yeah, I'll catch up with you next week. Bye. Oh, Ingrid, please try the butternut salad and let me know. It's super yum. Okay, I'll go check it out. I saw that you wrote a recipe there. I'll go. Oh, please wait. Oh, you read about my butternut salad. I'm confused. Yeah, the butternut salad was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. I think that was in my braai salad post. Yeah, I can add that link later if anybody wants it. Have a good weekend. Bye.